Hi Yard and Garden readers, my name is Natalie. I am an extension educator working with local foods and vegetable production. And I am showing you my seed starting system. So I do not use any grow lights because I don't have any right now. So basically I found the sunniest window in my house. I found a south facing window and just turned this space into a growing room. So my local gardening store, thankfully, was able to set up a system where you could order online ahead of time and do curbside pickup. And so that allowed me to pick up some materials. A lot of hardware stores are starting to do this. So look into your local stores and see what you can do while supporting your local businesses, but also staying responsible and socially distancing. Just some basic trays. So these trays are solid on the bottom, they don't have holes in them, so they sort of keep the water in. And then I got these coconut core liners, and so rather than plastic, with these you can just cut them and put them directly in the soil when the time comes to plant your transplants. So that's really nice. It's also coconut core, so unlike peat, which has to be mined from bogs, this is a byproduct of the coconut processing industry. You can also do this with materials just from around the house. So you can do it with a baking sheet or a baking pan as your base. And then things like egg cartons work really well. Maybe not quite as well as the system that you're gonna purchase from somewhere, but they'll do the job. I also just found we had takeout this week, so we had some hot sauce containers laying around. These single-use plastic containers that you often get deli items in also work really well. They're also nice and deep, and so if you're doing something like a tomato or a pepper where you want a much deeper root system, something like this would work well. Just keep in mind that with any plastic or non-permeable material, you want to poke holes in the bottom just to make sure you get good drainage. And I see things like this as a really great opportunity just to do a little science experiment at home. Might not turn out perfectly, but you can compare systems, see what works the best, especially could be good if you're doing this with kids. Basically, as you're filling up your whatever you choose to use, just make sure the soil is really packed in there. You want to get good soil to seed contact, so make sure you've got enough soil in each of these and that it's packed down pretty well. You also want to be thinking about humidity. So seedlings need a lot of humidity to germinate. So often when you buy a system at a garden store, you'll get a little dome that goes with it to create a mini greenhouse effect. I don't have that right now, so some things that I found at home, just plastic wrap can work. Even a bag, I found a plastic bag which you could pull over the top of your seedlings just to kind of try to keep that humidity in. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. There are a lot of farms who are starting seeds for transplants that are also going to have creative ways that you can order ahead of time, have pickup locations where they'll be able to maintain social distancing while you can still get transplants and support your local farmers. So I like to see this more as just a way to kind of get your hands dirty, start to get into the spirit of gardening, and especially if you have kids, this is a good way to experiment.